Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Hola, bienvenido. ¿Qué tal? What's up? I hope all of you guys are doing amazing. For today's video, I thought I'd share with you guys some tips on how to stay raw vegan in the winter. This is actually going to be a pretty short video today, you guys. I'm actually headed out to a Halloween party here in a little bit. So yeah, that's why I look all cute and so festive and so like glammed up and whatnot. Yeah, I normally don't look this cute on a daily basis, just by the way. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly come on here and just share with you guys a few tips in hopes that it helps you along your own raw vegan journey. All right guys, so before we jump to the tips real quick, I just have to say this. Just because it's winter time, just because it's getting colder outside, right? That is not an excuse to all of a sudden neglect taking care of your health or taking care of your body. I feel like we use just so many excuses, like for literally everything, but especially when it comes to taking care of our health, myself included. I would do this all the time, but we have so many excuses for why we can't continuously choose to eat healthier in general or adopt healthier eating habits for ourselves. The excuse that I often hear so many times from people is it's too expensive to eat healthy. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard that one as well. Or, you know, it's just too time consuming, like I ain't got time for that kind of thing. Or, you know, in this case, it's winter time, you know, it's too cold outside. Can't be raw anymore. It's too hard, it's not feasible. But at the end of the day, you guys, it's literally priorities, right? We prioritize what we consider most important to us. So if you consider eating a fully raw, fruitarian, high raw till 4, vegan, plant-based, vegetarian, whatever lifestyle as important, and you have a strong desire, a will to do that lifestyle, then there is a way to do it, right? If there's a will, there's a way. And if you really want to do something, you can do it regardless of anything that's thrown your way. Now, granted, there may come a time in your life or different phases in your life that make maintaining the lifestyle a bit more challenging, but again, it's not impossible, right? So, you know, the weather changing or the season changing is not a valid excuse for like this free pass to all of a sudden put your health to the side. That's not how this works. I've said this on my channel previously and I'll say it again, you guys. It's so important. It is so critical that we remember that going raw vegan is a lifestyle change, right? It is not this temporary diet or like this seasonal fad to just like get your summer bod and like that's it, right? It's so much more than that. It's truly a lifestyle change. So it is important to view it as such and get out of that like temporary mentality. I feel like once we get out of that, it makes it easier to actually maintain the lifestyle and make it so we're actually successful in doing it long term. I think people also recognize the fact that it can be easier to eat raw vegan in the summer months as opposed to the winter, right? There's an abundance of so much delicious fruit in the summertime. We get watermelon, we get peaches, we get nectarines, we get mangoes, we get jackfruit, we get cherries, all of these delicious fruit, right? That's so easily accessible. It's literally everywhere. And then when we get to wintertime, there's not as much produce. And you know, there's the fact that it starts getting colder, our bodies start getting colder. And then naturally that craving for cooked food, warmer food starts to kick in. Trust me, you guys, I get it. The first winter of my raw vegan journey was tough, you guys. Like it was so tough. Like I struggled. Like when I tell you I struggled so bad. It was bad. It was so bad. Like to the point where I was like, yo, like this is not gonna work. Like I cannot do this. I literally wanted something hot, something that made me feel that cozy feeling. And for me, I associated that with eating cooked foods. And I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, I was obviously very addicted to eating cooked foods. And I feel like it took me a long time to combat those cravings in the beginning. I went raw vegan in September of 2020, so that was really tough because it was already starting to get freaking cold outside. And I was very new to the lifestyle. And I was like, I don't know what produce I can eat in the winter time. And I was also dealing with the cravings of wanting cooked food and all that. So it was really tough, you guys. I was like, I really don't know if this is for me. But I've discovered over the years that there's produce out there that you can can get that's specific to the winter time, that there are different methods and various activities that you can also incorporate within the lifestyle that make it more feasible and more enjoyable to do in the colder months. So here are some of those tips, and I hope you find them helpful. So a tip that I like to recommend is to eat an abundance of produce that is in season. Even in the wintertime, you guys, there's still an abundance of seasonal produce that you can enjoy. Like, you can literally find so much fruit and vegetable varieties in every single season. So for instance, some fruits that are specific to the winter time are things like cranberries and pomegranates and pears. Also in the winter time, we get fresh citrus, we get apples, we get squashes, we get pumpkins, we get persimmons. You guys, I love persimmons. Like, that's my personal favorite. Let me know in the comment section below if you also like persimmons. But you can literally find all this produce at your local grocery store. And what's even better about buying seasonally is the fact that you can find them at a highly discounted rate as well. So it's a win-win situation all around. And also because you're buying your produce seasonally, it's gonna taste better, right? It's gonna taste fresher. It's gonna be just so much more enjoyable for you. So I would highly recommend just stock up your fridge with as many fruits and vegetables as you possibly can that's available to you in the wintertime. So another tip is to eat your produce at room temperature. So what I like to personally do is when I'm preparing my large rainbow salads for dinner, I'll typically take out my ingredients, I'll set them out on the counter, and then I'll warm it up to room temperature before I do any of the preparation. And I just find that that works best. The point is, you don't have to eat your produce like freezing cold if you don't want to, right? Like, for me personally, like, I'll still have some like frozen berries and frozen fruit in the winter time. Sometimes I'll even have like an ice cream in the dead of winter. That's just me though. Let me know if you're like me in that aspect. I love my ice creams in the wintertime. But you know, if that doesn't sound appealing to you, maybe perhaps then just have a smoothie. Smoothies are absolutely great to incorporate on a raw vegan diet, especially in the wintertime, just because they're filled with just so many vitamins and minerals, and they're just such a quick and easy way to like pack in those nutrients and get in those calories. So I would highly recommend smoothies. And you guys, you don't even need to add like ice or frozen fruit or anything that's gonna make you feel cold. Just simply add in your favorite seasonal fruits and vegetables at room temperature and enjoy that. Another tip that you can utilize to stay warm in the winter as a raw vegan is to include herbal teas and raw vegan soups into your diet as well. Yes, raw vegans can still have warm teas and warm soups and warm foods in general. I get a lot of DMs on Instagram of people saying like, I thought raw vegans can only have cold food. That cannot be further from the truth, you guys. Just because, you know, you're a raw vegan doesn't mean you can't have warm foods. Like, raw does not equal cold. A lot of people actually don't know this, but on a raw vegan diet, you can still enjoy warm foods and beverages just as long as it's heated at or below 118 degrees. Essentially, if you heat it at or below 118 degrees, technically all of the vitamins and the minerals and the digestive enzymes and things like that are still maintained within the food and not possibly destroyed by the process of cooking it. So as long as you heat it at or below 118 degrees, technically it's still considered raw. So there are some raw foodists that will incorporate teas in their diet, and then there's others that don't. For me personally, I love tea. I could literally drink tea all the time. I love, you know, my chamomile tea, my lavender tea, my peppermint tea, my lemon ginger tea, my mushroom teas. I love tea. And I think that they're a great way to just keep your body warm in the winter time. For me personally, there's nothing like cuddling up to like a nice warm fire with like a warm cup of tea in hand with a nice book. Like, like there's nothing like it for me. There are actually some electric tea kettles out there that you can get that have this temp control feature on them where you can actually heat up the water to your desired temperature, which is really cool. The one that I have, I think it starts at like 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I think it goes up like 9 degrees per click of the button. So I've been enjoying my teas at like 113 degrees, which is like perfect. It's like so warm to the touch, and like every single time I have my teas, I just feel so like warm and cozy, and I just feel so freaking good after it. So I'll leave that kettle in the description box below for you guys in case you guys are interested in checking that out. Also, you can enjoy raw vegan soups as well. So I would highly suggest looking up a good list of raw vegan soup recipes and start incorporating that into your diet as well. There's so many amazing soup recipes out there, so take advantage of that. If you guys want to see some of my raw vegan soup recipes on this channel, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know. For the soups, I'd recommend getting a nice high quality blender, specifically a Vitamix if you have one. A Vitamix is an absolute essential in a raw vegan kitchen. It is a must for me. I need my Vitamix. And a Vitamix is just great to have because it naturally warms up the food for you. And you can make just so many amazing things with a Vitamix. You can make gazpachos, you can make nut butters, you can make dips and salsas and soups and so many amazing things as well. Also, I want to mention that it doesn't just take warm food and drinks to produce heat in your body, right? There's so many other things that you can do to keep your body warm. For instance, you can incorporate daily movement into your everyday routine. So I personally like to recommend that you move your body for at least 30 minutes and try to incorporate some form of physical activity, whether that be like running or walking or swimming, jogging, hiking, skateboarding, whatever activity you prefer. Start your day with a morning workout, right? Get that blood pumping throughout your body. This will naturally heat up your body and keep you warmer throughout the day. This tip is obviously a given, but you know, obviously layer up, right? Dress accordingly for the winter time. So don't go out in like booty shorts and flip-flops, right? Like, clearly that's a given. Just don't do it. Put some freaking clothes on. And then also, you can even have a warm bath. Like, draw yourself a nice, warm, relaxing bath. I tend to do this a lot in the winter time, and then sometimes I'll drop some essential oils in there as well. Sometimes I'll even light some candles as well to like kind of set the mood and the ambiance and make it warm as well. If you have a fireplace, you can even make a fire and cozy up next to the fire. You can also cuddle up with loved ones and your furry friends if you have any pets. So there are just so many other amazing ways that you can stay warm in the winter time. Another thing that you can do to keep yourself warm in the winter is try incorporating warming spices into your dishes. Things like ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, curry is another good example, or even garlic. These spices are actually what are considered heating foods, so they have a natural warming effect on the body, and then once consumed, they can actually even raise your body's core temperature and keep you warmer for longer. You guys already know I love spicy food. Like, ooh, it's so good. Like, I just love utilizing spices for my dishes. If I'm making my raw vegan chili sauce, I like to put some like cumin in there, some cayenne pepper for the extra added spice. Ooh, it's like so good. So my last tip is to incorporate more dehydrated foods into your diet. So towards the beginning of my raw vegan journey, I found myself gravitating more towards the dehydrated foods, more of like the drier, more dense foods, rather than like the water-rich foods like fruits and vegetables. I just found that kind of just made my transition to the raw vegan lifestyle a lot easier for myself. But today, I actually thrive more on the water-rich foods. I hardly eat dehydrated foods. It's kind of like a treat for me, like every so often, but I just feel my best on fruits and vegetables. But dehydrated foods are absolutely great to incorporate in the lifestyle if you're relatively new to it, and you're just kind of looking for a way to better maintain it, specifically within the winter time. Dehydrated foods are great, and you can literally dehydrate anything you want. Like, I sometimes like to dehydrate raw vegan burgers. Sometimes I like to make raw vegan kale chips or crackers even. You can literally dehydrate anything. And dehydrating foods is also awesome because it helps kind of combat those cravings of wanting cooked food, right? It kind of gives you that similar sensation, that feeling of what it's like to eat something cooked. So I'd highly recommend getting a nice dehydrator for yourself. That's another great useful tool. I'll put my exact dehydrator that I have in the description box below for you guys as well. Anyways, guys, that's all the tips that I have for you guys in today's video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up. Comment down below. If you happen to have any additional tips on how to stay raw vegan in the winter time, feel free to drop those in the comment section below as well. If you guys want to stay connected with me on socials, I can be found on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Blooming Raw. I love you all so much, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye.